chatted with him, and I can tell you all he talked about was Julie and the boys and his friends and family. It wasn't about Bob. It was about them, and that was Bob in a nutshell. And so when we finally passed, we just wanted to come here and be part of the family. Julie, Robert, and John, we love you guys. I'll just say this, John, when I look at you, all I think about my guys and all those times of camping together with you. So it was a lot of fun. But we love you guys. My boys say the same thing to you. He lived a wonderful life. He's a wonderful man. But we now know he's in the arms of our Father, and there is absolutely no more suffering for our friend.
Said I could do this, but I cry more than I talk. Met Bob, boy, in the 90s, I think it was. We went to church together, got to minister some together. And one of the times we were talking to another one of our friends, knew Bob in a number of different areas. We did some praise and worship stuff together, Bible study together, church together, but we also did roofing together. Bob was friends with the church at the time. We spent time on the roof, re-roofing. And it wasn't Bob that said it, but the Spirit was there. And as we were roofing, one of our mutual friends, about 11 o'clock on Sunday night or something like that, one of our friends turned to us and said, "I'm beginning to think the price of fellowship is way too high." Bob was such a neat guy. Again, everybody else was his main concern. His compassion, his grace, the mercy, the forgiveness, the willingness to walk beside you, the willingness to accept you as you were, the willingness to build you up, to edify. Don't think I ever heard a non-edifying word come out of his mouth. Always full of grace. He could have written a number of the scriptures, I think, because he lived not by them as words, because they were implanted in his heart by God. So I'm so thankful to have known him, to know Julie. And we were one of the, evidently not few, but one of the folks that experienced their hospitality when we were homeless, to be able to spend several months with them. And what a joy and blessing. Didn't feel like we were imposing. Didn't feel like we were a burden. Felt like we were welcome, part of the family. Such a blessing that way. So I appreciate it, as was just said. Always on Bob's mind were his friends, his church friends. Same thing with Julie. Both of them made quite a team, quite a pair. So I rejoice in Bob, and I rejoice in the couple, and the example and the testimony that they have been to you guys in different ways and to us. We haven't stayed in touch consistently, but there was never a distance whenever we reconnect. It was just, hey, here we are. Oh, and he did teach me to golf. Well, he took me golfing. I found some balls. And we did, my son reminded me, I forgot, we played the tennis tournament together. And I'm guessing we probably didn't win. I probably didn't help him any. But such a neat man. I look and I go, wow, we all probably have similar thoughts. Oh, I wish I would have said, or I wish I would have done. But I am glad that I am going to meet him when we're both in the presence of Papa God. So bless you all, and bless you.
So many memories, but one that I thought to mention was we grew up camping together during the summers, our whole young clan, and I feel like he brought his medical kit every time because there was always something he had to attend to, myself included. I mean, bike accidents, name it. He had his kit ready to take care of us. So yeah, just some good memories, and then also we had conversations because I was in the medical field as well, and we talked about our patients with wounds because we work on the wound team all the time, and just how we would commiserate on our patients that wouldn't be compliant with what we recommended to them and stuff. But he was just a wonderful uncle, and so many memories. So yeah, I miss him a lot.
I'm glad to fun always. And it was and so I don't know if he remembers this, but he let us drive the caddy, and we almost rode into the pond. But it was just so much fun because we were going with Uncle Bob, and he was like trying to hit on a putt, and we were like talking to him. He's like, guys, you have to be quiet when people are golfing. That's the rule. And so it was just like a very special. I mean, every time Uncle Bob was very special, but it's those times when he's an uncle, but he's always giving those tips and tricks and playing basketball with them. Like Christy said, so many great memories with Uncle Bob. He was always willing to go along for the ride. Took him to the farmer's market a bunch of times, and he's just there smiling and enjoying with us. So really, really special.
Well, I'm Eric Olson, and I don't have a lot to say, but I just wanted to echo what everybody else has been saying. When you say something, it just comes to my mind, oh, yes, that's it. That's it. So I love this time. Andrew, I don't know where you are, but I have a General Assembly memory of Bob as well. In the early 2000s, I am Eric Olson. I was pastor of Grace Simple Church, and we didn't have elders that always went to General Assembly, but Bob wanted to go, and so we were down in Birmingham, and we had a ball together as well. And I just want to say that he was just kind of like a personified welcome mat. He was just always wanting to meet people, always wanting to get to know people. We've been part of New Song Church, and that just closed down in May. So we've been visiting Harvest. And who was the first one? One of the first ones that came and welcomed us was Bob. And so it's just really an honor to be here. And I grieve with you all, but again, as was said, we grieve not as those without hope. We have great hope. And what an honor it was to know Bob.
I'm Joyce Friedstrom. I'm Julie's sister, so Bob's sister. And I, kind of ticks me off, Bob, because he sets the standard so high that nobody else could be the better brother-in-law. You know, he just was the best of the best. Julie and he, wonderful team, did everything together. He, both of them go above and beyond for those that they love. And he was simply probably, I don't know, but every ride to the airport, we'd go places, they're like, oh, we'll take you to the airport. This last time we got back, we didn't get home till like 3 in the morning, and Bob's like, that's okay, I'll pick you up. And I'm like, we'll get an Uber. Oh, it's okay, I'll come pick you up. And I'm like, and we're delayed again. That's okay. You know, who does that? Most people would say, well, get the Uber, I'll see you in the morning. I think you would have to search a long time to find anybody that would have something critical to say about Bob. That's the best.
So I'm Jim Richards. We met Bob and Julie probably 97, 98, and met them at Harvest, and it's been such a blessing to be with them and alongside Bob and to serve with him. It's been a pure joy for me.
Hi, I'm the oldest of the Colette is suffering depression. Depression.
comes to mind for me as I think about Bob is lead up a child in the way of the Lord, and even when he's old, he will not depart from it. And the reason I say that is because Bob had a big heart for raising your children, education in the way of the Lord. He served in many ways here at Harvest for children's ministry. Wednesday nights, Sunday school. My daughter had the blessing of having him teach her just this last summer. So he modeled that. It was a really good model for me to have that, just that desire to bring the word of God to the children. That was something that was very much in his heart. Bob and Julie also model hospitality. We've said that through and through, and I'm just very thankful for that. I remember the cookouts, at the Youngs in McClellan, and one time we had a couple of Colombian pastors come, and we even played soccer in their backyard, and what a memorable experience. So that's another thing, hospitality. Just as Mr. Richards mentioned a few moments ago, and other people have mentioned, his desire for people to know the Lord, to know the true hope, the one who's living God. Thank you.
What a joy it was a couple of years ago, a handful of years ago, here on Pride, to not only come to Harvest as a family, but to meet him as one of the first people we met, and also for him to interview us for church membership. And what a welcoming, joyful, and truly caring person he was. It was a joy to be around, and he was like a grandpa to our family. He was truly a grandpa in Christ, and the way that he showed Christ's love spoke to all of us in very special ways. And we also had some fun memories as we got to join their disciple group for a little while and visit them at their home and experience the hospitality in a way that is very rare and very precious. Just the warmth, the food, the joy, the fellowship. And they always made accommodations for as many people as there were, and it was often packed. And one of our favorite memories of those times were the cookouts when we would make pudgy pies. And we said, Elder Bob, what are pudgy pies? And he said, it's a cast iron skillet, and it's in the shape of a sandwich, and so you put 2 pieces of bread on each side, and you can fill it with whatever you want. And he encouraged us, you can fill it with peanut butter and jelly, you can fill it with mac and cheese, and so we had fun experimenting with that. But one of the joyful memories we also had was his encouragement to those who led music and worship, and I remember his encouragement to always make a joyful noise to the Lord. And a funny memory also was when he told my sister when she sang, he said, "Thank you so much for singing. But I will encourage you, when you sing, make sure to hold the microphone right up to your mouth so that we can hear you and sing with you."
It's one of my daughters, so I feel like it takes some liberty coming up and hanging out with you for a moment. The pudgy pie thing was so an hour away. We were trying to find ways of how do we hang out in Omaha all day until evening service and whatnot. And the Youngs, of course, were that outlet for a time, and so grateful for them. And I would say this about Bob. When you look at your life and you consider what do people, not necessarily even you about yourself, but what do other people say about your identity and where your identity is? Is it in the thing that you do? Is it in the kind of the position that you may have? Or when our family looked at Bob and Julie, we see their identity as Jesus. You can see it in their communication. You can see it in the way they open a phone. We thank you, Julie, for that, and for that. The rest of us in the reunion, we will meet with King and all of those he's brought himself.
During COVID, it was hard to get to know people. During COVID, it was hard to get to know people. that's been such a challenge because I don't like people in my space. I have my boundaries, and I'm just so grateful for both what we saw and what we like the stories we heard of how God is working. Has really helped me see what it looks like to have a home where there to do that, there to do that.
Kept me standing these last weeks, and I am grateful. Forget about the treasure. So it is not our own effort. It's not tender care of us through these many years. And thank you for letting us be part of your life.